Hello, Namaste, Adab, Pranam, Sat Sri Akal. I, Sakshi Kilawat, back again with PT 365. We were discussing issues related to the functioning of Parliament, state legislature, or local government. And in this video, we'll learn about the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. It was in news because the Delhi High Court, which recently sought a reply from Lok Sabha Secretariat to a petition which is related to a vacant post of the deputy speaker for over last 2 years. Deputy speaker and his election. The speaker and the deputy speakers are the presiding officers of the Lok Sabha. Since the speaker is also in this mentioned in this video and this note, we'll discuss about the speaker first. The speaker, who is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, and he not only presides over its meeting but also control its working. And the office of speaker, which occupies a pivotal position in our parliamentary democracy. It has been said the office of the speaker that while the members of the parliament represent the individual constituencies, the speaker represents the full authority of the house, and she symbolizes the dignity and power of the house over which she is presiding. Therefore, it is expected that the holder of this office of high dignity has to be one who can represent the house in all its manifestations. Election of Lok Sabha, that is in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Indian Parliament. Both presiding officers, the speaker and the deputy speakers, are elected from among its members, which is by a simple majority of members present and voting in the house. And there is no specific qualifications which is prescribed for being elected speaker. The only requirement in the constitution is that the speaker should be a member of the house. The term of office, the speaker holds office from the date of her election till immediately before the first meeting of the Lok Sabha, after the dissolution of one to which she was elected. She is eligible for re-election, and on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha, although the speaker ceases to be the member of the house, she does not vacate her office. Vacating the office, the speaker may at any time resign from office by writing under her hand to the deputy speaker, and the speaker can be removed from office only on a resolution of the house which is passed by the majority of all the then members of the house, and such resolution has to satisfy some arguments, some conditions, like it should be specific with respect to the charges, and it should not contain arguments, inferences, ironical expressions, imputations, or defamatory statements. And not only this, discussions should be confined to charges referred to in the resolution. It is also mandatory to give a minimum of 14 days notice of the intention to move the resolution. Now we'll move to the deputy speaker. The deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha is elected by the members of the Lok Sabha amongst themselves by simple majority of members present and voting. And the election of the deputy speaker, which shall be held on such a date as the speaker may fix. When the office of the speaker falls vacant, or when the speaker is absent from any sitting of the house, the deputy speaker performs the duties of the speaker. And about its removal, the deputy speaker remain in the office so long as they are members of the house. The speaker or deputy speaker may resign his office by writing to each other, and the deputy speaker may be removed from their offices by a resolution which will be passed by a majority of all the then members of the house, and after serving a 14-day notice on them. When such resolution is under consideration against the speaker, he does not preside over the sitting of the house, and he can, however, participate in the proceedings of the house at such time and even vote in the first instance, though he generally not when there is an equality of votes. The functions of deputy speakers are or any other member competent to preside over a sitting of the house under the constitution or this rule shall, when so presiding, have the same power as that of the speaker. As well, the deputy speaker is not subordinate to the speaker, but he is directly responsible to the house. The nomination of panel of chairman of Lok Sabha. At the commencement of the house or from time to time, as the case may be, the speaker shall nominate from amongst the members of panel, which will be not more than 10 chairmen. It is also written under Rule 9 of Rules of Procedures and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha and the Deputy Speaker that up to 10-member panel of chairpersons, which will be nominated by Speaker to preside over the House, which will be in the absence of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. But they are not equipped or empowered to handle all the duties of the Deputy Speaker. And in the Rule 8, which provides that Lok Sabha leaves it to the Speaker to fix the date for holding the election of the Deputy Speaker. And the date for election of Speaker, which is fixed by President. President fixes the date for the election of Speaker, and the for Deputy Speaker selection, Speaker fixes the date. Speaker pro tem, that is, as soon as the new Lok Sabha is constituted, the President appoints Speaker pro tem, who is usually the senior most member. And the seniority, which will be in terms of numbers of years he or she served as a member of the House, not in terms of ages. But the age matters when there are two members who are equally qualified, and then the weight is given to the member's age, but not in case where there is no two members of same age or same equally qualified. The function of Speaker pro tem, which includes administering the oath to the newly elected Lok Sabha members and presiding over the election of the new Speaker. The office of Speaker pro tem ceases as soon as the Speaker is elected. Constitutional provisions which ensures impartiality and independence of the speakers are as follows. First one, in which speaker's salary and allowances are fixed by Parliament by law and which are not subject to the annual vote of Parliament. And these are charged on the consolidated fund of India. Speaker's work and conduct which cannot be discussed and criticized in the Lok Sabha. And there is exception which is on a substantive motion. Speaker cannot be removed from office except by a resolution passed by the effective majority in the Lok Sabha. And he cannot vote in the first instance. He can only exercise a casting vote in the event of a tie, which makes the position of speaker impartial. The powers and functions of the speaker. The speaker, who is looked upon as the true guardian of the traditions of parliamentary democracy. Her unique position is illustrated by the fact that she is placed very high in the warrant of precedence in our country and standing next only to the president, vice president, and the prime minister. Source of powers of speaker is in India through the constitution of land, through the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha, and through the practices and conventions. Adequate powers are vested in the office of speaker, which will help her in the smooth conduct of the parliamentary proceedings and for protecting the independence and impartiality of the office. The speaker has extensive functions to perform in matters such as administrative, judicial, and regulatory, which falls under her domain. Let's see what are the functions. Speaker interprets the rules of procedure. He regulates the business of the house, as well the committee of the house, which functions under the overall direction of the speaker. He is the head of Lok Sabha Secretariat, which functions under her ultimate control and direction. He gives decision on the disqualification of a member. The speaker makes arbitrary references in the house, formal references to important national and international events, and the valedictory address at the conclusion of every session of Lok Sabha. He enjoys a casting vote, which happens only to remove a deadlock. He is guardian of the rights and privileges of the house. He recognizes the parliamentary parties and the leader of opposition. He is the spokesperson of the house. Speaker is the ex officio president of the Indian Parliamentary Group. There are special powers under the constitution which speaker enjoys, as she certifies money bills and decides finally what are money matters by the reason of Lok Sabha's overriding powers in financial matters. And the decision of speaker in this whether the bill is money bill or not is final. Permission of speaker is compulsory on the question of bringing adjournment motion. Speaker appoints chairman to the primary committees. He is also the ex officio chairman of certain committees of parliament and the speaker of the Lok Sabha, who presides over joint sittings, which is called in the event of disagreement between the two houses on legislative measures. She also issues warrants to execute the orders of the house wherever necessary and delivers reprimands on behalf of the house. The speaker's conduct in regulating the procedure or maintaining order in the house is not subject to the jurisdiction of any court. And again, under the Anti-Defection Act, the authority of the speaker is final through open to judicial review. The speaker also acts as a valid link between parliament and the president. Thus, the office of speaker is one of wide responsibility and prestige under the parliamentary setup of India. And the same goes with the deputy speaker who presides or who performs its duties when the speaker is absent or the office of speaker is vacant. Under Article 94, the speaker resigns from his office by writing to the deputy speaker. Under Article 93, the Lok Sabha chooses two members of the House, respectively Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. There is no timeline on election, which is provided under Article 93. We have seen that President fixes the date of election for Speaker and Speaker fixes the date of election for Deputy Speaker. Since the 11th Lok Sabha, there has been a consensus that Speaker comes from the ruling party or the alliance, and the post of Deputy Speaker, which goes to the main opposition party, that is the majority, the second majority party. Term of office is same as that of the Speaker. Removal is same as that of the Speaker, and after serving 14 days notice, Deputy Speaker is the chairman of the Budget Committee, which approves the budget proposals of the Secretariat, and before these are sent to the Ministry of Finance for incorporation in general budget. Same as that of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, there are Chairman and Deputy Chairman in Rajya Sabha, and the Vice President is an ex-officio Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, and the Deputy Chairman is a constitutional position which is created under Article 89. Deputy Chairman who is elected amongst Rajya Sabha members. And in State Legislative Assembly, Article 78, which provides for election of Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Let's see the origin of the institution of Speaker. In India, that's back to 1921, when the Central Legislative Assembly was constituted under the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, and prior to 1921, Governor General used to preside over the sittings of the Legislative Council. So that's it, guys. That's all for now. We'll meet in another video. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Stay safe, stay healthy, drink more water, and happy summer. Bye-bye.